Hey Wonder in Color family, today I am going to share with you the top 10 things you should know before packing your bags to Niagara Falls, Canada. Whether this is your first trip or you are going back for more adventures, I'm going to share with you the top 10 tips and tricks that you should know before going. Number one, travel documents. This is probably the most important thing that you need to do and remember before traveling to Canada. If you're traveling to Canada, you will need your passport. Canada is a foreign country, so if you're traveling outside that country, you are going to need your passport. So give yourself enough time to get those things together, those travel documents together, so that you will not be trying to run around at the last minute to ensure that you have your passport and in some cases your visa. Furthermore, if you are traveling with only one parent with children, then you will need a notarized statement. This notarized statement will authorize you as the parent to travel with your child or children. And same goes with grandparents who are traveling with their grandchildren, or those rich aunties who are taking their nieces and nephews to Canada. This notarized statement is just giving you authorization to travel with that child. It is signed by either one parent or both parents. And so please have that. In some cases, you may need it, some cases you may not. But I strongly suggest that you do take this notarized statement. If you need a template of this notarized statement, go to our website and we'll have it right there for you, and it's free. Coming in at number 2, let's talk about money. Now, the currency for Canada is the Canadian dollar. If you want to have currency, I suggest that you exchange your USD money prior to traveling to Canada. What I did was go to our local mall. If you're in a DMV area, Arundel Mills has a foreign exchange kiosk where you can turn in exchange money for the Canadian dollar. The other thing that is good about this is that the foreign currency is kind of like a souvenir. So my children were so happy to be able to have this foreign money with the Queen's face on it. And so it is a good way to have a good souvenir to keep as well. You can use your debit card or your credit card, and usually the foreign currency will transfer. So definitely exchange your cash for some Canadian money so that you can have fun. Number 3, best time to travel. Timing your visit is very important. Canada is a vast country, so the weather can vary drastically, especially depending on the time of month. The Niagara Falls area, you are going to be around a lot of water, and so of course closer to the water it's going to be cooler. I suggest visiting the Niagara area in the months of from June to August, only because you will spend a lot of time outside, you will spend a lot of time near the water. And usually the warmer weather in Canada happens from those months between June and August. Be prepared to get wet. Number 4, be prepared to get wet. This is something that I was not prepared for when we visited Niagara Falls. It was a lot of fun, but I just wasn't prepared.
Do y'all see this? Do y'all see this?
So if you are going to take any of the Niagara Falls boat tours, which I highly suggest and recommend, it's a lot of fun. And again, that goes back to the weather and planning your visit. And that's why I suggest planning your visit in the summertime, because it is not fun being wet and cold. Now, we did take the cruise that we took, provided ponchos for us, but again, it doesn't do much in terms of keeping you dry. Some of the cruises do provide sheltered areas where you don't have to get wet, but to really get the full experience of the beautiful falls, it's good to be there front and center and getting wet. So just prepare yourself, bring your hats, bring your ponchos, and be prepared. Number 5, stay at a hotel with a Niagara Falls view. This is probably one of the top tips, I would say.
We made it to Canada. We are at the Embassy Suites, and this is our view for the next 2 days.
Because the experience is so worth it. We stayed at the Niagara Falls Embassy Suites and had a falls view on the Canadian side, and that view is worth every single penny. So I suggest that you look to see what hotels are in the area. There are a few that provide a falls view of Niagara Falls. It's so beautiful to be able to enjoy the view of Niagara Falls from the comfort of your hotel room. Every night there is a fireworks show, and we enjoyed being able to just look at that show from the view of our hotel room, and to just be able to wake up to the scenery of the Niagara Falls was, again, worth every penny. Another great way to see Niagara Falls is to visit Skyline Tower. Skyline Tower is a 360-degree revolving restaurant where you can see the beautiful Niagara Falls as well as the surrounding areas. You can enjoy a lunch, or if you go for dinner, you can enjoy the views of the nightly fireworks. I highly recommend this. Number 7, Clifton Hill. Clifton Hill is about a 5-minute drive from the Niagara Falls area, and it's like the mecca of entertainment. It has so many different options as far as entertainment and food to eat. My kids loved it. It's everything from a Speedway, Ripley's Believe It or Not. They have a Hershey's Chocolate World, which again, my kids loved. But there are so many different options and so many things to do. So I highly recommend visiting this area. Now, I will tell you that this is a highly touristy area. So you need to pack your patience and your walking shoes, but I definitely recommend that you visit this area. Number 8, visit Toronto. Now, Toronto is about an 1.5-hour drive from the Niagara Falls area, and it's a great way to combine your trip and to break up your trip when visiting. What we did was stay 2 nights in Niagara and got in the car and drove up to Toronto. And Toronto is a lot of fun as well. There are so many things to do, so many places, great places to eat. And so I highly recommend that you visit Toronto, and stay tuned because I'm gonna have another video talking about how to successfully do Toronto. Number 9, explore beyond the cities. Now, if tourist attractions aren't your thing, then just 30 minutes outside of the Niagara Falls area is a quiet, historic downtown area called Niagara on the Lake. There are a lot of quaint little shops, coffee shops, playgrounds for the children to run around, and it's very fun and a lot to do. So if you want to explore outside of Niagara Falls, I highly recommend Niagara on the Lake. Number 10, ice wine. Please do not leave Canada without trying a bottle of ice wine. Ice wine is harvested grapes that are frozen, and it is so delicious. There are many wineries in the area that will give you tours and tastings of this amazing wine, or you can do like I did and go to the Peace Bridge duty-free plaza, and there is a store there that provides so many different options of ice wine. So please make sure that you get a bottle of ice wine before you leave. You will not regret it. And there you have it, my top 10 things to do when visiting Niagara Falls.